gon' tune in cause it's showtime. Go ahead and call the gang up for the one time. Rap food rhyme, got them on the line. And my life's still great, I'm doing just fine. Hands up.
PlayStation Portal?
Well, moving on. The PSP is back. The PSP is back. Sony has officially announced the name of Project Q, which is going to be called the PlayStation Portal, or full name, PlayStation Portal Remote Play. Just a little bit of facts. The PlayStation Portal is a way to stream PS5 games you already have installed on your own PS5 into a handheld for remote play. You'll need an internet connection capable of at least 5 Mbps, and Sony is recommending 15 Mbps for the best experience. The controller is similar to the DualSense controllers we have now, and they are expecting the battery life to last similar to the DualSense controller, so somewhere between 7 to 9 hours. Also, the video I watched, they are really honing in on the remote play feature. So if you are not you can't play this offline. That was one of the big things they said. You cannot play this online. The second thing they said, that the games have to be physically installed on your PS5 for you to play them on the PlayStation Portal. You cannot stream any games that you are getting through the PS Plus service. They have to be installed on your PS5 to play them on the PlayStation Portal. Also, with the PlayStation Portal, they are introducing the PlayStation Link, which some internet connection thing, but they also are coming out with new earbuds and a headset, and all of that is supposed to connect to the PlayStation Link. The download that they give you, you can plug it into your PS5, you can plug it into your PC, but the PlayStation Link only works with those earbuds in that headset. So if you bought the previous headset that they came out with, that's not gonna work. And
I'm gonna say with Sony.
One last thing. And the price, we got to put out the price. The current cost of the PlayStation Portal is $199. So now, let's get into it.
This is the Nintendo Wii U, slightly more advanced, and by Sony. Yep. Some people forgot the Wii U, but a nice little tablet screen, your regular controller layout glued to the sides, and you can play games that are on the console, but now you don't gotta look at the TV. You can play it at a distance. Whoa! $349. That's the Wii U.
I don't know. At this point, did they need to come out with a handheld?
No.
How handheld is it? Is it like I gotta be near my console, or can I take this to another state and leave my PS5 at home, but the games were installed?
So in the video, the person in the video that did the video said that they were pretty much right beside the PS5. So they don't know how far the range will go, or how it's so many factors that tie in your connection, your internet connection, the distance from your PlayStation, how. Like, your biggest is your internet. If you don't have good internet at home, there's no point in buying this.
Yeah, that's definitely the same vibes that I got from the video. The dude was like, they put me in the demo room that had very good Wi-Fi, and it was like, okay, that's not gonna work everywhere. It's not.
Like, if you don't have fiber, what are you doing? Like, honestly, you honestly, there is no point in you buying this PlayStation Portal.
If you are looking
you might as well just buy a Switch.
Basically, or a Steam Deck. And I was just like, if you're looking at this as like a literal PlayStation portable, like OG PSP, I need you to stop that illusion right now. The delusion that you are in, that you're about to get a PSP 2.0, let's go ahead and shut that down, because that's not what this is.
Yeah. And on top of that, let's talk about how terrible the joysticks are on a PlayStation
Hey,
controller.
Did you hear that the analog stick is actually the analog stick that they got from the PlayStation VR2? It's not the same analog stick from the DualShock.
Okay. So on this one, it's a different analog stick?
Yeah, it's smaller. And they said it's smaller than the DualShock, but it's the same analog stick that's on the PlayStation VR2.
Nintendo already tried this, and it wasn't good. They didn't even make sales. People thought it was an accessory. Sony's acknowledging that it's an accessory, cool, but there's no point.
I just want to see
this
the
ain't
use
even
case.
It's not a true handheld.
My thing is, at this point, who was really wanting or not playing these next gen consoles in the area where they set it in? Like, who really has the need of, I want to play these new gen console games, but in a different area than my actual new gen console?
Nobody asked for this. We would have taken a regular PSP. We would have taken a true handheld. We would have taken a Sony Switch. We didn't want a Sony Wii U. Nobody asked for that.
Honestly.
Nobody asked for that.
I think the only reason why I would not want like a Sony Switch type is just because of how the ports have been happening on the Switch. Like, some of these ports that they've been getting on Switch have been missing features. Some of the graphics are not where they should be.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know. I just don't understand why they felt the need to get back in the handheld arena. Like, it's a reason why some of these games, even though they are being offered on the Nintendo Switch, there's a reason why we are pre-ordering these games for PS5 and Xbox specifically. Even though they are available on the Nintendo Switch, there is a reason why we are pre-ordering these games on the PS5 and the Xbox specifically. So I just don't feel the need of handheld.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, you need to study history. Switch is doing good because they offer a true handheld that can be give you a console experience.
Mm-hmm.
Sony is doing the Wii U, which was Nintendo's worst console, if I believe. It
was. Just go ahead and say it. Just go ahead.
It was their worst by sales predictions versus investment. Everything was horrible. Sony, if y'all wanted to compete against Switch, make a full Switch.
Yeah.
If you wanted to compete against the Steam Deck, make a full Steam Deck, but with your own branding.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. Do that.
Mm-hmm.
You're already doing VR, and in all honesty, it's all right. We hear that y'all might be dropping a Slim, but in real life, what's the point? Folks just got their PS5s 2 years ago.
Yeah.
People still barely got 4K TVs. They just became affordable a year and a half ago.
They said with the Slim, if you're interested in doing the PlayStation Link stuff, like if you want the new earbuds or the headset, they said the Slim is supposed to be PS Link compatible. But that's
what is the benefit of the Link? It's a new head. It's a new headset that isn't backwards compatible. It's You're broken. You're a stupid consumer, and I'm gonna take your money from you, so that you can feel like superior. So they're Apple. The
whole presentation didn't make sense to me.
Talk to me, fool.
I really don't understand why there's a PlayStation Portal. I honestly, for what it is, I don't understand why we needed it. I 100% agree with you. If they were going to go the handheld route, they should have 100% went the handheld route. We should have looked at this and said, "Oh, a handheld." Like, when Nintendo got it right. Because why do I have a Wii and a Nintendo DS? You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
I have a Wii and a Nintendo DS because there is a very, very thick line between what these two consoles can offer.
And different games. Completely different games geared for that each console.
Exactly. So if they were going to go in handheld, they should have 100% went handheld, because you're not going to tell me that there aren't games in that PlayStation store that can satisfy a handheld need. You can't tell me that.
And if y'all are marketing this to Americans, even Europeans in the UK and everywhere else, most houses, there's a TV in every bedroom. Mm-hmm. You can look up the reports. Most people got TVs in every room. There's not much benefit to, instead of me sitting in my bedroom or the living room, I can take my game to the bathroom when I'm taking a dump for 5 minutes. That don't no.
But they
We're just gonna hop on our phone and scroll through X.
But they already have remote play. So that's the other thing. They already have remote play. So if I did need to take a dump and I wanted to keep playing Mortal Kombat 1, I could have did that remote play on my phone or on my iPad.
And it's not that serious for anybody. Only like the 1% of shut-ins that people stereotype all gamers to be are actually going to use that. The average person ain't doing that. The average person gets off work or they get back from school, and after doing their homework or decompressing and being a parent or whatever, they sit down in front of their TV for 3 hours.
In front of that TV, and they crank that game up.
The favorite side of their bed, their favorite chair, their favorite end of the couch, and they play the game. I don't see the audience. I don't see the investment.
Especially if you can't play it offline. I think that's the biggest downgrade. It would be different if I could download Mortal Kombat 1, go to the airport, and then pick off where I left off. It'd be different.
Oh, like a Switch. Like an actual Switch.
Like an actual handheld. It'd be different. It would be different. But because that's not what this is, I don't see the need. I don't.
No.
Can we admit that this generation Sony lacked? Like, we got a decent God of War, we got a decent Horizon, but can we admit that Sony really just lacked this entire generation? Like, I don't know. I guess they bought Crunchyroll and said, "Oh, we got this," but the
thing about Sony, which is different than other gaming companies, is that Sony they are in a lot of industries other than gaming. Because if you want to compare it to Xbox, like it's owned by Microsoft, but like Xbox is Xbox, and then like
Microsoft allows them to work almost free independently to a degree.
But Sony is trying to make cars. They're trying to get into the movie industry. They're trying to get into TV audio. Like, they are playing in a lot of stuff that maybe if they fully gave, the Sony gaming entertainment like its own thing and just really focused on that, I think they could pull some good things out of it. But I just feel like they got their hands in too many pots.
I don't see the investment. If I'm
the guy in the video didn't even look that impressed with it. Like, he was saying like, yeah, we could do this, but he didn't seem impressed with it. It seemed like he was just doing his job.
Look, bro, I'm not the best program manager. I passed my first NBA class, though. Gotta be. It was pretty tough. Got it. But the little bit I'm learning about supply and demand and all this other stuff, I don't see who was demanding this. I don't see the consumer base. I don't see what's the point in investing in this.
They didn't need to make a handheld. It's just like what you said before. People are still getting PS5s right now. There was no need for a handheld.
4K TV just got to the point where you can get a 45-inch for less than $300 outside of just TCL like 2 years ago. It just got to the point.
There was a reason why Nintendo had to come out with the Switch. With a Switch. Your had to was a PS5. And we're still eating that. People are still eating that up. Digital in disc version. I don't see why y'all had to put out a handheld, honestly.
I don't know who they're trying to compete with. I don't even know like what Sony fans, and then like the Link stuff was completely pointless. I don't see what Sony fans are like just going to look at this and be like, oh my gosh, exactly what I needed. Something that I can only use in my house because for some reason I'm going to be forced to be in another room. A mother with her baby isn't finna hold this controller to play Horizon. A father mowing the lawn ain't finna hold this, and I'm sorry for stereotyping men and women in gender roles. I'm just using examples. A father mowing the lawn ain't finna be that. It's not gonna be that detrimental to play Mortal Kombat that I'm gonna have to have the controller while mowing the lawn. I don't see the use case for this.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. We'll have to see where this goes. But I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it.
No.
I'm not seeing it.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
They should have kept this on the board.
Honestly.
They should have erased it off the board and said, you know what, trash.
They should have waited. They should have waited to see what Nintendo was going to do with this next generation Switch. And then maybe been like, hey, maybe we do need another handheld PlayStation.
And the next Nintendo console gonna be here in like 2 years.
That's what I'm saying.
And
you releasing this
probably less.
You releasing this handheld now, and Nintendo is just gonna take a poop all over that. It's gonna be disgusting.
They could have gave us a modern PSP.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's 1080p, nice little screen resolution, a whole new set of games directed towards middle schoolers and elementary students whose parents ain't finna pay $400, $500 for a new console and $400 for a new 4K TV. Keep it at the same price, between $150 and $200.
My thing is that if you want the PlayStation Portal, and let's just round it up to $200, at the most, you are spending $700 to get that full experience, because you need the PlayStation 5 first. And if you get the disc version, that's $500. Then you got to get the Portal on top of that. So that's $200. That's $700 to do what? Go play in the next room? By the time it takes for me to get this PlayStation Portal, go to my room and sit down, I could have just unplugged the PS5 and plugged it up somewhere else.
This is only for the people who want to say they got something new. I'm sorry, bro. We live in a generation where everybody got TVs in every bedroom. It's not that serious. I don't. And if somebody can't afford a TV in a bedroom, not trying to like bring socioeconomic class and all that stuff into it, they're not finna spend the extra money on this.
Yeah.
If they ain't got the,
you gotta get the TV first to get the PS5. That's step one.
Yeah.
if we cannot confidently secure 1 and 2, because yes, PS5s are consistently in stock, but what happens when they stop? If we can't complete steps 1 and 2, what makes you think we can go to step 3?
Like, bro, all this stuff was just going on in 2020 when people couldn't get the new consoles. It's only 2023.
They should have
4K TVs just became affordable.
They should have let that ride. They should have let this PS5 ride for a minute before they started talking handhelds, before they started talking about PS5 Slims. They should have let this PS5 ride and focused on the games. Forget the hardware for a minute. Send in your monthly updates, software updates, hardware updates. Keep those coming, but focusing on new hardware, y'all should have left that alone and focused on the games.
Like, bro, like, what year did this console release in?
Wasn't it 2020?
2020.
This console generation got a good 5 more years. And y'all are creating something like this? If y'all wanted to compete against Switch, make a Switch. Make a Sony Switch.
Yeah, pretty much. Or that could have been the PS5. Honestly, that could have been the PS5.
Look, and if y'all want to make it the PS6, now you can do handheld 4K. Go for it. But this is just half-assing.
I don't know.
And it's not even a good one.
I don't know. But we're going to stop this right here. I know we've been ranting. I hope you guys enjoyed the rants. But we got to go ahead and shut this down. So I want to thank you both, Ryan and Ralph, for joining me on another episode of the Blerd podcast. For those watching and or listening, thank you. Whether this is your first time or 50th time. So basically what you're saying is that if they're going to make these 3 movies, it needs to be a movie.
Yes.
It needs to be a production.
It needs to fit the build of what you gave us first with Mugen Train.
Okay.